व्यूअर्स, इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर, इस चैनल पर हम बहुत से टॉप एमएनसीज के प्रोग्रामिंग एंड कोडिंग क्वेश्चंस को डिस्कस करने वाले हैं, जैसे कि गूगल, जैसे कि नेटफ्लिक्स, जैसे कि अडोबी और आज तक की टॉप नॉच जैसे कि अमेजॉन। तो अगर आपको इनमें से किसी भी कंपनी से प्यार है या नहीं भी है, तब भी चैनल को जरूर देखना, क्योंकि यहाँ पर हम हर लेवल के, हर टाइप के, हर एमएनसी के या नॉन एमएनसी के, जो कि इंटरव्यू पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से काफी जरूरी हैं, उन प्रॉब्लम्स को डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। साथ ही साथ आप जानोगे कि कैसे हर एक वेबसाइट को जुडिशियसली यूज करना है डिफरेंट पर्पसेस के लिए। अगर आप कॉम्पिटिटिव प्रोग्रामिंग कर रहे हो, डिफरेंट वेबसाइट इज मेड फॉर दैट। अगर आप एमएनसीज की तैयारी कर रहे हो, डिफरेंट वेबसाइट इज मेड फॉर दैट। बट इन डिफरेंट वेबसाइट्स के बीच में डिफरेंस कैसे पता करें, इन डिफरेंट वेबसाइट्स को कैसे यूज करना है, किन क्वेश्चन के लिए कौन सी वेबसाइट ज्यादा जरूरी है, ज्यादा अच्छी है, ज्यादा टेस्ट केसेस के साथ है, इन सब की अंडरस्टैंडिंग आपको मिलने वाली है इस चैनल पर। तो अगर आपने चैनल को अब तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं करा है, क्या कर रहे हो, सब्सक्राइब करो एंड हर वीडियो को पूरा देखना और किसी भी वीडियो को मिस मत करना, क्योंकि हर वीडियो के एंड में आपको मिलने वाली है एक बोनस टिप, जो कि बहुत ज्यादा हेल्पफुल होगी आप सबके लिए। वेदर आप टेक्निकल रोल्स के लिए अप्लाई करो, वेदर नॉन टेक्निकल के लिए अप्लाई करो, क्योंकि ये जनरल प्लस प्रोग्रामिंग के भी टिप्स होंगे, कैसे एक प्रॉब्लम को या कैसे इंटरव्यू में आपको बिहेव करना चाहिए। तो अगर आपने अब तक नहीं सब्सक्राइब करा, सब्सक्राइब जरूर कर लेना। एंड अब टाइम वेस्ट करे बिना आज के कोडिंग क्वेश्चन की तरफ चलते हैं। आज हम क्या नया देखने वाले हैं और आज की बोनस टिप आपको क्या मिलने वाली है। तो चलो विदाउट एनी टाइम वेस्ट आज के कोडिंग क्वेश्चन की तरफ चलते हैं।
Hey guys, so today welcome back to our new video. Today's question on the international platform by the International Forum is Binary Tree Preorder Traversal. Binary Tree Preorder Traversal. What it basically states is, given a binary tree, you need to find preorder traversal. Okay? Now, what do we mean by pre-order traversal and what do we mean by actually the binary tree? Here are two anonymous terms and first we'll find out the meaning of that. But before that, how and why you want to see the whole video? Just because it's the significance of this question which forces you. How much this question is being asked, then only you will be motivated more to see the video till the end, and do not miss a minute of it, because here we will be going to discuss the different tips, tricks, how we can proceed. Also, the different concepts associated with this question will also be clear to you. So if you are thinking a little bit too to skip the video, then please do not, because definitely after the end you will come back and see the whole video again, and I can guarantee you that, because in this video there are two anonymous terms which are independently the two different concepts of the data structures, and it is very beneficial for all of you all. So now let's proceed first with the significance of this question, how much important this question is, in which companies it is asked, and about what package range the companies are giving in which this is asked. Okay, so this question, which appears to be pretty simple, and if you have read through the data structures and algorithms in your graduate level or school level, so you must be knowing the exact answer of this question. But still this question becomes very important, because in the telephonic rounds, in the rounds of 30 minutes or 1 hour, this question is being hugely asked within the FAANG companies as well as within the other companies which offers you a decent package or which offers you a decent hike of 30 to 40% on your current job. Now, this hike is not limited to a particular salary package. I am not limiting to that, because I have seen this question being asked to the companies which offers you 40 plus LPA packages and to the companies which offers you 10 plus LPA packages. So this question is like, इसने कहीं भी अपनी अहमियत, अपना जगह जो है वो नहीं छोड़ी है, यानी हर जगह अपनी अहमियत बना रखी है। ओके, तो ये क्वेश्चन जो है ये कॉन्सेप्ट की वजह से आपको हर लेवल पर पूछा जाएगा। तो अब इसकी सिग्निफिकेंस देख लेते हैं। विद इन द पास्ट 3 मंथ्स की ये हमारी जो फैंग कंपनीज हैं, ये क्वेश्चन उनमें FAANG Companies we can, अगर किसी को नहीं पता है, FAANG Company stands for Facebook, Adobe, Amazon, Netflix and Google. So now this question has been asked more than 70 times in the FAANG Companies. So this is not like the simple thing, and every time in the video we have discussed for our like stats for 6 months or 1 year, but this is the stat for the 3 months. In the FAANG Companies and outside the FAANG Companies that offers you decent package, this has been asked. The levels at which it is asked is, अगर आप FAANG की तरफ जाओगे तो जो आपके मोबाइल स्क्रीनिंग राउंड्स होते हैं या HR डिस्कशंस होते हैं या फिर जो डिस्कशंस आपके 30 मिनट्स तक चलते हैं, आपके पोस्ट के अकॉर्डिंग आपके इंटरव्यू लेवल या इंटरव्यू टाइप जो है या इंटरव्यू की ड्यूरेशन जो है दैट कुड वेरी. सो मैं इसे पर लिमिट नहीं कर रही हूँ, इसलिए मैंने 3 वेराइटीज दी. तो अगर आपके मोबाइल स्क्रीनिंग पर होता है या फिर आपका 30 मिनट्स राउंड है तो उसके अंदर ये क्वेश्चन आपसे बहुत बार पूछा जा सकता है. इनफैक्ट कोडिंग लेवल पर भी, लाइक जिनका कोडिंग इंटरव्यू होता है, लाइक Amazon के अंदर दे फर्स्ट टेक योर कोडिंग राउंड, सो वहाँ पर भी ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है. नॉट डायरेक्टली बट इनडायरेक्टली येस. नॉट डायरेक्टली बिकॉज directly if they ask, most of the people might have known the answer, but indirectly they have asked a lot this question, and still the success rate, I should say, being the very simple question, the success rate was for this problem is around 50%. Only 50%. Being the simplest question, the success rate is just being 50%. So now we'll understand in this video what the rest 50% have done wrong and why they had not cleared being the simplest question. Okay, so अब इसकी बात करते हैं. So first now let's come back to our question. ठीक है, let's remove the insignificant part. Question पर आते हैं. Question हमसे क्या कह रहा है? Binary tree. अब binary tree क्या होता है? So in our one of the videos we have discussed the binary tree. I'll attach the link of that. I will attach the link of that video in the description where we had talked about binary search tree and some questions that we had covered for it. But what do we mean by the binary tree? Binary tree means the node has 2 childs. The node has 2 childs. In the binary search tree, we are bound that the left child of this root node, or I should say the parent node, should be less than the parent node, and the right child of this parent node should be greater than it itself. Okay, whereas in binary tree we do not have any consideration or any restriction with respect to the data requirements. Here we could have, let's say, 10 here, like this is particularly variable. So here it could happen ki I have 10 here and I have 11 here and I have 9 here. In the binary search tree, if I go about, this is not valid. But here in this binary tree, it is valid. So the binary tree poses the restriction on us with respect to the number of child that node or that root can have. So here the root can have 0 to 2 childs. Okay, either 1 child, 0 child or 2 child. When it have 2 child, we'll say the tree is completely full. Whereas if they have 1 child, we'll say it's partially completed. And when it has 0, we'll say like just itself the root is there. So this is the significance of the binary tree. Binary tree allows us the flexibility of data with respect to insertion, deletion and any other of the operations, but the restriction is only limited to the number of nodes the child or the root can have. This is the means of the binary tree. Coming to the pre-order traversal. Pre-order traversal basically means, if I say you in a short format, let's suppose this is my node. Let's suppose, just a minute, this is my node, this is the left child, this is the right child. So pre-order means that the node is traversed first, then its left child, then its right child. So I should say the sequence where you could see the pattern like NLR, this is the pre-order. Whereas the sequence where you could see the pattern as LRN is the post order. Post order means that we visit the root at the last, okay, or the node at the last. Whereas in order means L, N, R. L comes first, then node, then R. Okay, So these are the three most asked traversals or most used traversals of the trees. We'll discuss its significance in the separate video, or I should say in a separate series. So I have been forcing this thing to a lot of the videos. So I repeat that again here itself. If you want to have the separate structure or separate series on the data structures and algorithms, which has been asked in the FAANG companies and what are used in them, different algorithms for approaching the question, brainstorming about in what type of questions you should use one algorithm over the other, and how to decide and how to develop that mentality to choose at the instant of time that which algorithm will be better, which data structure will solve the question pretty faster, and why one data structure should be preferred over the other. If you want the answers of these all questions, we'll be discussing them in the separate series known as PSDS, where I'll be taking up these things, the data structures and the algorithms in deep detail, where we'll be picking up one algorithm and discussing numerous questions on it and how it could be used, which will help you to develop a mentality about how you should approach a question wherever it is asked in your interview. So if you want to develop that and grow step by step, do mention in the comments why. It will help me to guess about that, yes, we should make that series, and you will be enthusiastic for it to attend that, and that will help you, definitely will help you in cracking your coding interview rounds. Also, it will help you in your professional career, because there is no place, I can recommend and I can guarantee that there is no place anytime in your professional career where you will not be using those. In the sequences or the use cases would be different, but the basics, the algorithms, the data structures, the basics of these will always remain the same. And you will be, in your careers, will be solving typical questions and typical problems of the real life through these PSDS. Now, what do we mean by PSDS? It is programming, solving, and data structures. Problem solving, and data structures. So problem solving, the capacity of problem solving will be developed by the knowledge of algorithms, and data structures is for DS. So do mention in the comments why if you want to see that. And if I don't see any comments, it is automatically going to know, so I won't be making that series. But yeah, it will be definitely helping for you, but still it's totally up to you that you want that or not. So here, binary tree pre-order traversal we have discussed, and what this question asked from us, we have also discussed that. So now let's come to the approach. What approach we'll be taking that. Okay, so first जो हमारी proper discussion जाती है, that is on the naive approach. But यहाँ पर इस तरीके से कुछ restriction होगा नहीं. The main approach will also be the naive approach plus the bestest approach which you can opt for. Okay, because these type of questions are pretty straightforward. So if you have the concepts clear in mind, you can answer them in a one go. Okay, the concept should be cleared with you. Also, a similar type of problem should you have practiced. If you have done these type of questions you could solve within a minute or two. These are as pretty easy. Okay, so we have discussed ki LR in the pre-order, NLR should be like, it should be validated, it should be there, it should be obeyed. So in every of the traversal we should be maintaining that. Okay, so now let's proceed. NLR means the node will be traversed and then the left child and the right child. So we have to develop something from the recursion key. We'll call the node first, then the left node, then the right node. So it's simple. We will create a function which will insert my node or I should say root or node on which currently I am first in the resultant array, and then iterates over its left and right child. Okay, means we'll create a function which will insert my root node first and then into the array, and then iterates over its left and right child, where we'll be following that thing. Okay, one more condition we need to take care. if the root is null, we will return that function. Okay, हम उस function को return कर देंगे. Comparing to the time complexity, it is O of n, which is the best. Okay, because we have to traverse each and every element, so O of n is the minimum time complexity which we could have. Whereas the space complexity, if you have to basically return the pre-order traversal, then it will be O of n. Okay, because you are actually will be storing the result in an array, which we are doing here. So here it will take O of n space complexity. Whereas in number of questions, it could also happen that you just need to print the traversal of that tree, the specific traversal, whether level order, height order, pre-order, in order, post order, these type of traversals you just need to print. If there is the printing case, the space complexity will be O of 1, because then you will just be traversing that and printing that. There will be no need, or there will be no requirement of storing it somewhere, so the space will be saved in that case. Okay, so this is the whole approach, and this is the whole thing that we will be following. So I should change this naive approach to the best approach, and the not the best one but the optimized one. Yeah, okay, optimized, or let's say best approach. So this is the thing that by which we could solve this. So I hope that the question significance, the question's importance, the concepts associated with the question, and how we are solving this problem are clear with you. If they are not, do mention in the comments your doubts, and I will definitely respond to them. Now, after this, the cool explanation, let's come to the interesting part, or the most loved part of the video, which is coding section. Okay, so let's move on to the coding ones. So here you could see this is the question, and I am using the Leetcode website here for attempting that. And this is the binary tree preorder traversal, problem number 144. Here is given the root of a binary tree, return the preorder traversal of its node values. What is preorder traversal? Now we are clear with it. The examples of this you could see here, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so this is like one node, then the right child, and then its left child. Okay, so this is the thing, and we need to return this here as a vector, means we will be creating an array here. So let's create one, and yeah, so let's create one vector int, let's say result, and I'll be calling preorder function, where I'll be passing this result as well as the root. Okay, now I'll be creating a preorder traversal, vector of int. Okay, here vector of int preorder, which will be taking vector of int as, I should say, input, or let's say result ही ले लेते हैं, we will be taking that, and then tree node as pointer root. Okay, coming down, so one more check with that we need to check here is, if root is equals null, okay, then basically it should return from here itself. Okay, after that, if it is not, we'll create here. If it is here, in this case, if root is equals null, then we'll return the result. Otherwise, what we'll do, we'll result dot push back, we'll do root ka data, which is given to us. So data we have here, or left, right, I guess, yeah, val. So root ka val, and then we'll be calling this preorder to result root ka left, and similarly for root ka right. So here you could see this only piece of code is required for solving this problem, which appears to be pretty tricky at the first time if you are not clear with the concepts associated with it. And now let's just run this piece of code and check whether the results are coming correct or not. So here it's this use of undefined variable null. Okay, So let's change this to like that. Here C++ we have to give it capital. Now let's check up. So what is it? Okay, we hadn't returned anything here. So let's say return result at the end. And here I'll be having this one, return preorder. So here our output is 1, which is expected to be 1, 2 and 3. So now let's see where we are going wrong. Let's change this to void ones, because that might happen. It is altering the actual resultant array with us. And then let's change this also and just call this function here itself, and here I'll do return of result. Okay, now let's run this piece of code and see what difference it could make. And here the difference which it makes is, okay, so basically it will be return itself. So now it is giving the empty one. Let's see why. 1 it's coming, 2 is coming, okay, and then it is coming as well. Gotcha guys. So what was going wrong here? Let's see the piece of code now, and I'll give you 10 seconds to figure out what in this code I have changed which made it run. And your 10 seconds count starts right now. Hula. So if you have guessed it, congratulations, and if you have not, then we'll be discussing that, so you'll get to know it. So here I have changed this into pre-order. Earlier I was passing it by value, now I'm passing it by reference. Now what is the difference? The new concept associated by when we were implementing this solution comes to us. Value, passing by value, and passing by reference. Passing by reference means the similar copy of that array will be altered every time whenever the new function will be called. Whereas the pass by value, what does it mean? That every time the new copy of that array will be created and your data will be stored into that. So now, if the function goes on to the left node, there is no context of the previous node and the right node of it. Let's take an example, medal up, okay. So if we are gone to the right node, there is no context of or no record of the data which we have inserted into the array while we were traversing the left node and the main node. So this is the basic concept, I should say, which we had missed here. Pass by value and pass by reference. So pass by value creates a new copy, whereas pass by reference utilizes that old copy which is passed into it. Okay, so here this is it, and it is getting passed. So let's try and submit that and see what are the results comes. So here the submissions were no. Now let's test what happens. And yeah, on the time complexity part we have 100%, whereas on the space complexity we are at around 45%. So that's pretty good. Let's submit that again and see if it improves or not, because sometimes we have seen that it had happened. So now what happens is the space complexity has improved about like 43, say it comes to like 93, which is a significant increase, whereas the time complexity now dropped. So there is some like issue with the portal, because whatever that happens is, but yeah, we could say like we had done a good job. 100 on 100, like 10 on 10 scores you and lets you in an interview. Whereas we are having the 77, which is around 80% in the space complexity. So that is like, yeah, the 33% one is pass. And in the jobs, in the interviews, any of the tests, 60 to 71% pass is passed. So here we are scoring 80%. That's good. We are on the safer side. So here it comes to the end of the coding part, or I should say the problem part of the video. But the best or the most exciting part, the part which we all love, the bonus tip section is coming soon. So don't go anywhere guys, okay, because bonus tip is coming soon. And let's go to the bonus tip section. See you there. channel is it's okay to be silent in the interview sometimes. It's okay to be silent sometimes during an interview. While you are giving an interview, it's okay to be silent sometimes, because now everything should have some benefits associated with it. Then only we are motivated to follow that. Okay, so the benefits, or I should say the pros and the tips, and how it will be helping you, because कोई मतलब के बिना कुछ नहीं करता, the Indian slang. Okay, so the every time what it gives you is that it gives you the time to think better. It gives you the time to think better. And wherever you think in silent, you should definitely notice that your brain starts like the processing a little, I should say, in a different manner. That helps you to solve the complex problems, because what happened here during the interviews is that you actually need to solve a problem at the end. Okay, so if the brain like connecting different dots, if you anyhow figure out a way where you could solve a problem easily and you have figured out the solution, why you won't prefer that? You will definitely prefer that. And the silence in the interview appears and allows you that time. But it doesn't mean that the interviewer is asking, hey, are you there? Hey, have you think? And you are still silent. Let's say, gumnami mein ho aap. That should not happen anytime, because that actually leaves a negative impression of you. That you are so much like gone in the thinking that you are not responding to the interviewer. And the interviewer, seriously guys, could be your peer, could be your manager, could be someone at the higher post like a vice president or someone who is taking your interview. Although the higher post interviews, you are intimated that yeah, this person of the company, like this company, this person holds this role in the company, so you are already aware of that who is taking your interview. But if you are not, definitely never ever think that it would be like a simple person. It will be definitely senior from you or a peer of you. But at any time, if it is a senior of you, it definitely gives them a bad impression. At the interview only you are not listening to them. What will happen if they give you a chance to work? You are not listening to them right now. How will you listen to them in the long run? So it actually leaves the bad impression of you. So definitely, like, it's okay to be silent, and you should be silent sometimes, but you should intimate the interview. Like the phrase that you could use is, I think better for this problem. I think better in silence. So might be it happened that for 2 to 3 minutes you shouldn't have listened anything from my side. You must not have like any voice coming from my side. But yes, I am there. I am doing this because this makes me like feel like I could think better in this situation. So this you could use like this sentence. You could also use it in the interviewer to let him know that yes, you are doing something like that. So first benefit was it gives you the time to think better, plus it also gives the time to the interviewer to monitor you better. This is the time where you and the interviewer both will be judged. Okay, so it's not every time that the interviewer will select you. It also sometimes that you will select. Now what happens is here, it might happen that the manager of the team in which you are going to be is taking your interview. Okay, now if you are saying that I could think better in silence, so it might happen that you might not listen any voice from my side in further 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, you said this sentence. Now the interviewer will definitely give you an answer, whether it's a yes or whether it's a no. Okay, now the answer allows you some time to lead, to guess, and to monitor the interviewer. Okay, like, is this interviewer good? Is he understands you? Is he responds you? Is he understands your needs? Is he take the appropriate measures to make you comfortable? Because at the interview itself, if they are not letting you feel comfortable or work in a way that you want to be, how you could like work when you are in the company, when he is your manager and when you don't have any option to go anywhere. Okay, so this also happens, like the satisfaction comes from both of the side. So this tip is like, it gives you also the chance, and it gives the interviewer also a chance to monitor you better, and it also gives you the chance first to think better, and second to monitor the interviewer as well, that is he responding to your needs, is he actually understanding you. So these all things matters, because at the end you and him will be, or her will be, in the long relationship within the company. Okay, and it depends on you how you carry the relationship. Either of you are comfortable with itself or not, and if you are not, definitely just don't go for that, because in the short term might be you feel happy that yes, I am in this company, but in the long run, if the person is not good, you will definitely be like not happy, and in the long run that will not help you, because what will happen is after 2 to 3 months itself you will be starting searching for the job again, because now that gives you the short term pleasure but not the long term satisfaction. So it should be from the both ways. The employer and the employee should both be satisfied from these should both be satisfied from each other. Okay, so I hope this tip is very beneficial for you all. If you like today's question, today's tip, today's coding things and the concept understanding, then definitely do not forget to like, share and comment to the video. Do share it with your friends, as sharing the education is really a good deed. And do not forget to stay tuned with Programming World channel, and definitely subscribe to this channel if you hadn't subscribed yet, because here we'll be discussing more coding related tips, interviews, and definitely the things that will help you in the long run. Okay, so stay tuned, and in this COVID situation I would like to say you all stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye, love you all.